Hello, welcome to High Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Today we're going to be doing another game from the 1967 and 50th anniversary of the Impossible Dream season, 1967. Today's game is going to be coming from May 19th, and it's going to feature a game between the St. Louis Cardinals against the New York Mets. And we haven't done a Mets game yet. I thought we had, but for some reason we had not, so I think they're one of the only teams that we haven't done yet. So today we picked that game just because we haven't done the Mets yet. So it's going to be the Cardinals and Bob Gibson going up against Jack Fischer and the Mets. So the Mets come into the game with an 8-19 record, which is below their actual season record by a few games. I'm not sure exactly what it was. And St. Louis is a couple games behind their record too, of 14-14. Of course, the St. Louis Cardinals ended up being world champions and beating the Boston Red Sox in 7 games. So anyway, so I think they were like, I want to say like 16 and 12 or something like that coming into this game. But anyway, so we'll see what happens here. So Jack Fischer is on the mound for the New York Mets, and he's got a record of 1-4 in the replay, 9-18 in the actual season. 5.96 ERA, so his ERA is over a run higher than it was in the actual season. 42 innings pitched, 60 hits allowed, 28 Ks, and only 3 walks though. So he's only walked 3 batters in 42 innings. Pretty amazing for that. So all right, so the lineup for the visiting St. Louis Cardinals is as follows. Lou Brock, the left fielder, will bat first. Curt Flood is the center fielder, batting second. Roger Maris, the right fielder, will bat third. Batting cleanup will be Baby Bull or Orlando Cepeda. Behind the plate, batting fifth is Tim McCarver. Batting sixth is Mike Shannon, the third baseman. The second baseman, Julian Javier, will bat seventh. Batting eighth will be the shortstop, Del Maxville. And on the mound, batting ninth will be Bob Gibson. So that's your lineup for the visiting St. Louis Cardinals. So Fischer looks in for the sign from Sullivan. Here's the windup and the pitch. And it's going to be a 3-5. So that'll be a ground out to Harrelson at short, over to Cranepole for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 down in the Cardinal first. Next up will be Curt Flood. He's hitting .264 with 14 runs batted. I did not give Lou Brock's stats, but I will give them next time he is up. So here's the windup in the pitch by Fischer. And we got an error check here, possible ground error check, which will be on the shortstop. So he's got over 50% chance once there's an error check on Harrelson. So there is going to be an error on Harrelson. So Harrelson is unable to handle this one cleanly. And Flood will reach on an error by Harrelson. So one down and 1 out. 1 on and 1 out for the Roger Maris. Roger Maris comes in with a great start to the season, hitting .372, over 100 points above his average for the season, with 2 homers and 11 runs batted in. So Fischer looks in for the sign from Sullivan, nods his head. Here's the windup and the pitch. And it's going to be 4-2, which is going to be a ballpark check. And that's going to be a single. And it's going to actually be a double. And so the run was going to come home. No, actually the run is not going to come home as they hold Flood. So runners on second and third, and the double by Maris brings up the Baby Bull, Orlando Cepeda. He's off to a great start too, hitting .346 with 4 homers and 20 runs batted in. A couple RBIs on the bases for him right now. There's the pitch. And that's going to be a grounder to second. And he's going to try to score as he's a 6. So yes. And we're going to try for the double play. Oh, actually not try for the double, the automatic out, that's right. As their runners on second and third. So the runners will advance. Buchek will throw out the runner at first. And Cepeda gets himself an RBI on the fielder's choice there. So an RBI ground out for Cepeda puts the Cardinals up 1-0. So 2 down now and a run third for Tim McCarver. He's come on hot as of late. He started the season real slow, but now is up to 289 with 2 homers and 8 runs batted in. And it's going to be a pickoff play at third, and Ramirez will be back safely. And that's going to be a grounder to shortstop. Harrelson's up with it. Over to Cepeda for out number 3. And I think we do here. I think this is going to be an unearned run due to the error. Yeah, Flood reached on an error. So he scored, so that will be an unearned run. So, all right, so Bob Gibson on the mound now. He's got a record of 4-0 off to a great start with a 2.84 ERA. 50 2/3 innings pitched, 46 hits allowed, 45 strikeouts, and 12 walks. So the lineup for the hometown New York Mets is as follows. Bud Harrelson, the shortstop, will bat first. Ed Kranepool is your first baseman, batting second. Jerry Buchek, the second baseman, will bat third. Batting cleanup will be the left fielder Tommy Davis. Batting fifth, Al Luplow, the center fielder. Juan Sabota is the right fielder, batting sixth. Ken Boyer, the third baseman, bats seventh. Behind the plate, John Sullivan will bat eighth. And Jack Fischer, the pitcher, will round out the lineup, batting ninth. So Harrelson comes into the game hitting .262 with 8 RBIs. So Gibson looks in for the sign from McCarver. Here's the windup in the pitch. And there will not be a strikeout on Harrelson. Instead, it will be a single. So a good start for the Mets as Harrelson gets him on base with a leadoff single. Next up is Ed Kranepool hitting .277 with 2 homers and 11 runs batted in. Here's the pitch by Gibson. And that's going to be a base hit. So back-to-back hits off of Gibson. Puts runners at the corners. Ooh, look at it. The Mets are going to go for a squeeze. Jerry Buchek up now. He's hitting .340 with 2 homers and 12 runs batted. Actually only a .236 hitter. So he is going to attempt a squeeze here. So the squeeze is on. And the lead runner is going to get thrown out at home. So the squeeze is unsuccessful as Harrelson is gunned down at home on the fielder's choice. Out! Actually, is it a double play? Harrelson is thrown out at home. Kranepool to second. Harrelson to third. Say what? That did not go right. Ed Kranepool single pass first and third. Buchek bunted to first. Harrelson is thrown out at home. Kranepool to second. So Harrelson. Why is Harrelson? That doesn't make any sense. So Harrelson singled. So Harrelson was at third though. Why did he go to third? Let me check. Harrelson should have been thrown out at home. It's because I didn't advance it. Okay, let's try that again. So we're going to go with the squeeze again. And I wish I knew what I rolled before, but I think it was right. Yeah, that shouldn't be what it is. So it should be a, if it went by what happened last time, it should be a score here. I gotta hit the button. That's not what I wanted. No, I gotta undo that. So sometimes this game isn't really the smartest. You have to kind of like tell it what it's supposed to do. Just gotta remember what this was. That's not what I wanted either. Hold on there. Let's try that again. So undo. Okay, so it should be a squeeze right here. The runner's going to be, it's not going to be a good bunt. Just got to remember which one of these it was. No, that's not it. It's not a successful. Popped out, no. Fouled off, no. Ugh. We'll be right back. I'm going to try to fix this off camera. Alrighty, so now we found out what we had to do here. We had to go with a 2-4. So 2-4. Oh, I meant to hit. Ah. I forgot I got to hit squeeze first. Hold on there. So let's just go through it again. Alright, so let's undo it. It's 2-4 that I had to hit for the squeeze play. Okay, let's try that again. So roll. So 2-4. Oh man, forgot to hit squeeze again. Alright. Let's try it one more time here. Okay, so squeeze, roll, 2-4. Okay, bunted too hard yet. No, that's not what we wanted. We wanted a... Okay, this is what we want. We want this guy to score. I mean, this guy to get thrown out. That's what I meant to hit. No, it's not gonna let me do that. Let's just see what the result of this one is. So he'll get thrown out. Force out. Okay, it's not a force out, but I'll force him out. And then he'll advance to second. There we go. Alright, that's the result we wanted right there. A lead run to get thrown out, and then... Okay, so we're back to the action now. Sorry about that. So, alright, so runners on first and second now with one down as the runner gets gunned down at home on the unsuccessful squeeze play by bunt by Buchek. So one down now, runners on first and second with Tommy Davis. Tommy Davis hitting .296 with 2 homers and 6 runs batted in. And he will strike out for out number 2.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
All right, that'll bring up. Come on. Looks like we got a little delay here. Okay, Al Luplow up now. He's hitting .262. I'm not sure why that says 0, but interesting. So what is Al Luplow, the center fielder? Okay. Not sure exactly why he's not there. Anyway. Technical difficulties. Please stand by. Alright, so let's see. Let's try it now. No. Don't know why it's not showing his regular stats. 4-1. And he'll strike out. And that will do it for the Mets as they get the runners at the corners but are unable to score. So headed to the top the second with the Cardinals up 1-0. Fischer back on the hill. Shannon up now. He's hitting .340 with 2 homers and 7 runs batted in. Hitting well above his season average of .245. And Fischer will strike him out for out number 1. Next up, Julian Javier. Also doing well, hitting .339 with a homer and 10 runs batted in. So the problem has not been the offense for the Cardinals. It's been the pitching overall, I think, other than Gibson. That's why they're at 14-14. 5-3. And he will not get hit by a pitch. Instead, he will fight it off and get himself a single. So 1 out and 1 on for Dax Maxville, the shortstop. Sitting .241 with a homer and 12 runs batted in. He'll be swinging away with the pitcher coming up next. And he flies out for out number 2. So it'll be up to Bob Gibson. Hitting just 111 in 18 at-bats with 3 runs scored. And he strikes out to... And that'll do it for the Cardinals in the second. So it's still 1-0 going to the bottom of the second. It'll be Swoboda, Boyer, and Sullivan up for the Mets. Swoboda's hitting .270 with 2 homers and 9 runs batted in. And he does not strike out. Instead, he fights it off. He gets a single. So runner on first to lead it off in the Mets second. Brings up Ken Boyer. Again, I don't know what's up with his average. He's a .277 hitter. And he strikes out. So 1 down for John Sullivan. Hitting .368 with a homer, with an RBI. And he flies out to Brock in left for out number 2. So it'll be up to the pitcher, Fischer, if the Mets are going to extend the inning or not. Fischer's hitless in 11 at-bats so far. Would love to get his first hit here. Steady rounds out the short to retire the side.
Have you picked your designated driver for this evening? Please remember to drink responsibly.
So after 2 full, it's still 1-0 St. Louis. It'll be top of the order. Brock will lead it off for the Cardinals. He's 0 for 1 on the day. He leads off the Cardinals third with a base hit. And he's going to attempt to steal. And he'll be safe as he steals a base off of the Fischer-Sullivan combination. So a runner in scoring position now. Cardinals love to add to their lead here. Brings up Curt Flood. He's 0 for 1 with a run scored. Reached on a fielder's choice.
The swing and a miss.
And he strikes out. First out of the third. Roger Maris up now. Doubled his first time out. And he's going to ground one the second. This should get the runner over. Brock moves over to third. 2 down now for... He'll be up to Baby Bull, Orlando Cepeda. You got an RBI on a fielder's choice, Cepeda. And he strikes out. So the Cardinals aren't able to add to the lead and go to the bottom of the third with the score St. Louis 1 and New York 0. So Gibson back on the hill. He'll face top of the order Harrelson, Kranepool, and Buchek. Harrelson's 1 for 1, reached on a single his first time up. And he'll line up back to Gibson for out number 1. Next up, Kranepool. He also singled his first time up. And was gunned out at home on the botched squeeze play by Buchek. 6-2. And he'll get himself ahead, so he's 2 for 2 now. So Buchek's getting another chance here. 1-1. And he strikes out. So 2 down now in the Met third. Brings up Tommy Davis, who struck out his first time up. Gibson has 4 Ks on the day. And this Tommy Davis is going to double. And Cranepole will be waved around and he'll score. And the Mets have tied it up here in the bottom of the third on an RBI double by Tommy Davis. So the go-ahead run on second now with Luplow up. Luplow struck out his first time up. And he'll ground out to third. Shannon over to Cepeda. And that'll be it for the Mets. But they do tie it up on the RBI double. So it'll be McCarver, Shannon, and Javier up against Fischer. Now the game tied at 1. McCarver 0 for 1 on the day. And he'll ground out to Buchek at second over to Cranepole for out number 1. Mike Shannon also struck out his first time up. He does not get hit by the pitch. Instead, he fights it off and gets a single. So we run on first with 1 down for Julian Javier. Singled his first time up. And he's going to fly out to center for out number 2. Maxwell up now, 0 for 1. Yeah, fly out to Swoboda in right to end the inning. So after 3.5, we're still tied at 1. Swoboda will lead it off. Swoboda singled his first time up. And he does not strike out. Instead, he grounds out to third for the first out of the 4th. Ken Boyer struck out his first time up. And he'll strike out again as a strikeout came off of his card. It's not often you see a strikeout on a batter's card, but there was one there. Usually you only see that on pitchers. Alright, so 2 down for Sullivan. 0 for 1.
You're out!
And he'll fly out to left to end the inning. So after 4 full, it's 1-1. Gibson will lead it off for the Cardinals here in the top of the 5th. Struck out his first time up. And no, he does not walk, despite having a 1-15 walk. 36. And he grounds out to Boyer at third over to Cranepole for out number 1. Top of the order, Brock, 1 for 2 on the day. And he'll get himself his second hit of the day. 1 out single. So that'll bring up Flood. He's 0 for 2 on the day, but does have a run scored. And he draws a walk. So that'll put runners on first and second with 1 down. So Roger Maris up now, doubled his first time up. And he's going to draw a walk to load the bases. So that'll load the bases for Orlando Cepeda. 0 for 2 with an RBI today. Good opportunity for the Cardinals to pull ahead here. And it's going to be a range check. A range check on looks like a line out to the first baseman Cranepole. He's only a 2 range.
There's a line shot.
So he's unable to get to this one. And that's going to go into right field. 2 runs come in on the RBI single by Cepeda, actually. Sorry, RBI double by Cepeda. So the Cardinals now lead at 3-1 here in the top of the 5th. Chance for them to add to this lead here with McCarver, 0 for 2 on the day. And he's going to ground out to Boyer at third. And he has a 5, so yeah, we're going to have him score. Try to score. And we're going to duel for the auto out at first. Yeah, he's a 5. We're not going to have much of a chance to get him there. So he will score. He'll stay put, Cepeda will. So an RBI ground out from McCarver. Extends the Cardinal lead to 4-1 now. Mike Shannon up now, 1 for 2. Oh, and he's going to go deep off of Fischer. 2-run home run.
Looking down the line. Gone! Towering fly ball.
So Shannon hits his 3rd home run of the year, a 2-run job. And it puts the Cardinals up by 5 now. And that is going to be it for Fischer. And we'll be right back. And I think Bob Shaw is going to come in now. So Bob Shaw comes in for Fischer, who pitched well up into the 5th inning, but the Cardinals have scored 5 runs to knock him out. Bob Shaw has struggled on the year so far. He's got a 1-2 record with a 9.585 ERA, 13 2/3 innings pitched, 32 hits, wow, in 13 innings. That's almost 3 hits an inning. No, not quite, but definitely well over 2 hits an inning. Wow, that is amazing. I've never seen it that high, that much over it. So definitely over 2 hits an inning. So I'll see if he can get the last out here. As Julian Javier is up now. He's 1 for 2 on the day. And he does get the last out to retire the side. And that is probably going to be his only batter he's going to face, as they're going to lift him for a pinch hitter. So Bob Johnson, he did actually play in the actual game. We'll have him pinch hit. Oh, he's a 348 hitter, so we'll have him pinch hit. Wow, why is he not starting? So he's hitting 348 hitter for the season. 182 so far on the replay, with 3 runs batted in. He'll lead it off for the Mets, down by 5 now, as Gibson's back on the hill. Got a little cushion now. And he'll fly out to Brock and left for out number 1. So Bud Harrelson up now, 1 for 2. He strikes him out. 6 Ks on the day for Gibson now. Brings up Kranepool, having a good day, 2 for 2. Couple of singles with a run scored. An error check here. And he's going to get himself a double now. So Kranepool is now 3 for 3 on the day. Buchek 0 for 2. And he's going to fly out to Flood in center to retire the side. So now the Mets are going to bring in Don Shaw. He actually pitched in the game, so we're going to bring him in. So Don Shaw, ooh, Mets relievers have been struggling definitely. 0-2 record with an 8.35 ERA. That's why the Mets record has been so even worse than their actual season. 8.35 as their relievers have been horrible. So 22 hits, and so he's over 2 hits an inning. So both the Shaws have been horrible. See if they happen here as Maxwell will lead it off. He's 0 for 2. And he strikes out. So Gibson up now. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He'll ground out to third. The short, sorry. So 2 up and 2 down in the Cardinals' 6th. So this, while the Mets are trailing by 5, this might be what the Shaws needed. Chance to get some easy outs while the, well, not easy outs, to get some outs while there's not really any pressure as they're down by 5. And he strikes him out, so both Shaws pitch well, albeit the other Bob Shaw only pitched to 1 batter. But Donshire gets him in order in the 6th. So we head to the bottom of the 6th with the Mets down by 5. So the Mets definitely need base runners. Davis up now, 1 for 2 with a double and an RBI.
You're out.
And that'll be a fly out to Brock in left for out number 1. Leplo up now, 0 for 2. And he'll ground out to third for out number 2. So Sabota, 1 for 2. It's going to be a range check at Shea Stadium. And that's going to be a ground out to Cepeda at first. He'll take it himself for out number 3. So we head to the 7th with the score: the Cardinals 6 and the Mets 1. So let's see here. Yeah, got a pinch hit for Shah again. Oh, he's pitching. Sorry. Whoops. Cardinals are up now. So Flood up now. 0 for 2 on the day. And he'll ground out to Boyer at third for out number 1. So 1 down in the Cardinals 7th for Roger Maris. 1 for 2 with a double. It's going to be a range check. And he'll get himself his 2nd double, as Sabota is unable to get to it.
And that is out to the 5th.
So 2nd double of the day for Ramirez. Puts a runner on 2nd with 1 down for Cepeda. Cepeda's 1 for 3 with 3 runs batted in. It's going to be a range check. And Harrelson's unable to get to this one. And Maris will come around the score on the RBI single by Cepeda. So Cepeda now has 4 RBIs on the day. So the Cardinals are really piling on now. And that is going to give him 1 more batter. And that is going to be a triple for Cepeda. No error. So RBI, not for Cepeda, for McCarver. RBI triple for McCarver. Cepeda will come home to score. And it's now an 8-1 game. So the Cardinals really busting it open here. And that is going to be it for Shaw. And we have 2 righties coming up. Let's see what the computer picks here. No, we're not going to bring him in. Guy doesn't even have any stats. Alright, Dick Selma. That looks good enough. Selma will come in. Comes in with no record. 1 save, 2.71 ERA. 13 1/3 innings pitched. And finally, a relief pitcher for the Mets that has less hits than innings pitched. 14 strikeouts and 4 walks. So it'll be Shannon leading off. Shannon, Javier, and Maxville. Shannon's 2 for 3 with a homer. Hit a 2-run shot. And let's see here. Where was that hit? Hit the 3rd. Yeah, he'll try to score. Yes. Yes. This is kind of where I wish that this game had an AI, because some of these decisions I don't really want to have to make. I want to be able to play like either one team or another, but through this game you're forced to play both sides of the ball, which at times can be alright, but sometimes you kind of want to just manage one team. Alright, so Julian Javier up now a 9-1 lead on the RBI ground out by Shannon. And that's going to be a ground out to Buchek at second to retire the side. So 7th inning stretch time here in New York as the Cardinals have a commanding 9-1 lead. Gibson has allowed 6 hits in 1 run in 6 innings of work. Has not walked a batter and struck out 6. As he pitches here in the bottom of the 7th, he'll face Boyer, Sullivan, and Selma, the bottom of the order for the Mets. So the fans have not had much to cheer about today. So strike 3 for a 7th strikeout for Gibson. Brings up Sullivan, who's 0 for 2 on the day. And that'll be a ground out to Javier at 2nd for out number 2. So 2 down, quick outs in the Mets 7th. And let's just see what kind of a hitter Selma is here. You may leave him in down by that many runs. 091, 2 hits. Just see what he's got left in the tank here. He's got a lot left in him. We're gonna let him bat with 2 down and nobody on. Ooh, he may reach here on the air. Oh, he gets a hit. So Selma gets himself a single. So the Mets have a 2-out base runner with Bud Harrelson up now. 1 for 3 on the day. Ooh, it's gonna be no wild. And Harrelson will strike out to end the inning. So we head to the 8th with the Cardinals up by 8. Cardinals in cruise control now as Maxville leads it off. Selma back on the hill. And it's going to be a range check at the stadium. Ballpark check. And that's going to be a base hit for Selma. Sorry, for Maxville. Let's see. Gibson 0 for 3 with a strikeout. I think we're going to let Gibson see where he is. He's still got a little bit left in the tank. We're going to let him bunt here. No, they're not going to let me bunt. Wonder why they're not going to let me bunt here. Probably because we're up by 8. Yeah, we'll try to bunt for a hit. Why not? No, they're not going to let us do that either. All right, let's just hit away. And he's going to walk. All right, that'll work. So runners on 1st and 2nd. Nobody out. For top of the order, Brock. And let's look at his stats. We're supposed to look at him way back a long time ago. And now he's up to 226 with a couple of hits. With 2 homers and 13 runs batted. Been struggling on the season so far, but having a good day today. And he strikes out now. So 1 down in the Cardinal 8th. For Curt Flood, hitless on the day. And that is going to be a no. It's above the pass ball range. Oh! No, it's above the home run range here. It's a 12. 1 to 9 would have been in it. And it wouldn't have been much of a chance as Flood is not much of a power hitter against righties. 1-6. Against lefties, a bit better. 1-6. So it looks like he's going to ground into a double play. And that will end the inning.
Holy cow, what a double play!
So the score remains 9-1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. So time running up for the Mets. Cranepool, though, is having a good day. He's 3 for 3 with a double and a couple of singles. He scored the only Met run so far. As Gibson's back on the hill for his 8th inning of work. And that's going to be a double.
Right on the right field line, slicing toward the corner.
So it brings up Buchek now. He's 0 for 3 on the day with a strikeout. And that's going to be it. As Buchek gets himself an RBI single. And that is going to be it for Gibson. Alright, and Dick Hughes is going to come in. Hughes will come in to close it out, most likely. Although a non-save situation. Hughes comes in with a 2-0 record, 2.70 ERA, 20 innings pitched, 12 hits allowed, 12 walks, I'm sorry, 12 Ks and 10 walks on the season. So he's walked quite a few batters. Comes up with a runner on first and nobody out for the Mets. And he will fly out to Brocken left for out number 1. Luplow up now 0 for 3 with and he is going to ground it to G1. That doesn't look like a G1 there. That looks like a G6. Anyway, let's see. So the only play is going to be to first. So 2 down now. A runner on second for Sabota. Sabota 1 for 3 on the day. And no, it's not going to be a home run. Instead, it's going to be a long out. So a long out to left will end the Mets inning as we head to the top of the 9th. With the Mets up by 7. Be Maris, Cepeda, and Carver up for the Mets. For the Cardinals. Selma back on the hill. And Maris will strike out. Cepeda up now. 2 for 4 on the day. 4 runs batted in, having a fine day. And he's going to get himself his 3rd hit of the day, and second double also. So Cepeda's on with a 1-out double. For Tim McCarver, 1 for 4 with a couple of runs batted in. And he'll line out as Cepeda gets back safely. And let's see who we're going to bring in now for the Mets. Got a lefty and a righty. So Mike Shannon's up now, a righty. And we don't want to bring Kuzman up against him. So Bob Henley's going. He's a lefty too. We got a lefty coming up. A righty coming up. So let's try one more time here. If a lefty comes up this time, we'll pick a lefty. No, we don't want this guy. Except for that guy. Hal Reniff. He'll have Hal Reniff come and get some work. Reniff comes in. Boy, he's been struggling so far also. 8.63 ERA, 7 1/3 pitch, almost two hits an inning. So almost a third pitcher with giving up 2 hits an inning. So it looks like it has been relievers mostly for the Mets and not the starters. As Reniff will strike out Shannon. And we'll head to the bottom of the 9th with the Mets needing 7 runs. So Dick Hughes back on to finish it out for the Cardinals. Boyer will lead it off. He struck out. I'm going to pinch hit for him. He struck out 3 times. He's not. Actually, this is a new pitcher for him, though. Let's give him a chance against a new pitcher. I don't know what his average is. So we'll give Boyer another shot here. Oh. No, it's not much of a home run hitter, so he'll ground out. At least he didn't strike out. So Boyle grounds out for out number 1. Sullivan up now, 0 for 3. And he's going to be retired as Javier makes the play for out number 2. So the Mets down to the last out. So let's see here. We have Ed Charles was traded away, I think. No, Ed Charles is right here. Here he is. We're going to let Ed Charles or Tom Reynolds. We'll see if this picks one of those. No. So we'll just go with Ed Charles. So Ed Charles is going to come on to pinch hit. Charles hitting .279 with 8 runs batted in. .240 hitter for the actual season. So Mets down to the last out. And he'll ground out the 3rd, and that'll do it. As the St. Louis Cardinals easily defeat the New York Mets by a score of 9-2. Cardinals won this game in real life. I think it was like by a score of 6-3. Let's check it out. 6-3, yeah. So let's look at the stats here. So Bob Gibson gets the win, goes to 5-0, 7 innings pitched, 9 hits allowed. They did get quite a few hits off him, just were unable to get a lot of runs. 2 runs, both of them earned, and 8 strikeouts, did not walk a batter. ERA 2.81. For the Mets, Fischer pitched well for the first few innings, but had a big just could not get through the 5th, as he pitched 4 2/3 innings, 7 hits allowed, allowing 6 runs, 5 of them earned, 2 walks and 4 strikeouts, and a home run. ERA now is 6.32. So let's look at the St. Louis Cardinals. Roger Maris was 2 for 4 with a couple of runs scored on 2 doubles. Orlando Cepeda was 3 for 5 with a couple of runs scored and 4 runs batted in. A couple of doubles himself also. Well, himself also. Don't have to say also. Himself. McCarver 1 for 5 with a couple RBIs. He had a triple. Shannon was 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs and a run scored and a homer. He had a 2-run home run. So the heart of the order definitely responded today for the Cardinals. So that is going to be it. Let's check our records now. St. Louis with the win goes to 15-14, and New York continues to struggle at 8-20. So on the actual season, Cardinals were 18-11, so they're 3 games behind that, and the Mets were just 2 games behind their pace of 10-18. So thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from Higher Ground Gaming, and we will see you in the next 1978 replay when we play a game from 1967 replay, 50th anniversary, when we play a game from May 20th of 1967. So take care, and if there's a game you want to see from May 20th, let us know. We probably won't record it until next weekend, or at least not for another probably week or so. So let us know if there's a game you want to see from the 1967 season that's coming up, as we're playing one game from each day. So let me know, and I will try to honor that. And if you like these videos, like and subscribe. Thank you for all my subscribers, and thank you for watching. So take care, and God bless. Bye-bye now.